Hey guys, this is Robert Hamm with RobertHammPhotography.com. Catch me over on Twitter at RobHamPhoto. And today I was just in the middle of the night, it must be about 1 o'clock, and I thought to myself, man, I'd like some nice pictures of my guitars. Want to see the photo shoot and how I did it in about 30 minutes? Watch on to find out. Oh, and if you think a home studio is tough, ha ha ha, tricked ya. It's all right here, right now. Look at that. Everything. So join me on a quick tour around the studio. As you'll see, I got a messy desk just like anybody else, and some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, why not, along with Starbucks. There you get a shot at some of the gear that I've got, and of course business cards. Photos waiting to go out, and now the piece de resistance. Here's the gear that I'm using today. You can see a couple of Yongnuo 560 Series 4 speed lights. You can see a Gary Fong light sphere. You can also see my Fuji X-T1 over there. As we look a little closer, don't forget the grid and the speed snoot, as well as an Olympus FL600R. Oh, and here we go, the Yongnuo 560 TXT attached to that beautiful X-T1. Let's take a look and see how they're set up real quick. Right now, it looks messy, but when the camera shoots, it's going to be cropped in so much, you won't see any of that, and you've seen that in the photos. Right in front of me, of course, is the guitar. Behind it, I've got a backlight. Off to the left, around 6 o'clock, I've got some real hard lighting coming in straight ahead. And then you'll notice that I'm shooting straight at it. You could see my main light down there, which I pointed out a little bit earlier. The main light's going to light me from about a 45-degree angle from the side. And this backlight right here is actually going to light the background. I'm going to use a couple of different color gels in it, along with this speed snoot. This just allows me to really control the light space itself. And that is going to be coming over here. That's the FL600R. It doesn't wirelessly connect to anything, so it's just going to be used in an optical slave mode from the master. This produces that nice just color on the black backdrop, and kind of set me apart just a little bit, but some shots I won't use it at all. So the ambient light in the room is actually pretty bright, and the photos you're about to see, it's going to be really dark. And why is that? Well, it's because the flash is what's actually taking the picture. The ambient light is actually set to be underexposed so that it is dark, so that the only thing lighting up the subject, which is me, is the flash. And by the way, I'm doing all this myself. No photographer assistant here, just me and my wireless Fuji remote and the Yongnuo flashes. Notice here we've got some really nice details, some good hard lighting coming on, and a good focus on the hands. Whenever you're photographing photography or anything, you want to make sure you got the detail and bring that in. Oh, there you can see some of the backlight. Here in that detail, you can actually see a reflection of the fingertips, and that's the type of lighting we're looking for in this. A nice reflective surface, giving those specular highlights that bring back out. This one's a little more moody, not as contrasty. This one's coming in a little bit hot, but definitely that profile of the face looks real good, and the hands are real pronounced again. For males, especially performers, it's good to accentuate the hands. It just looks really masculine. Again, here we go, a nice separation with the backlight. I could have used, I guess, some steam to get rid of the wrinkles, but I was shooting fast. But anyways, it adds an interesting texture to the overall photos. And you notice how a backlight really pops and just kind of separates your subject from the background. And that's precisely what we're trying to do here. So these shots are just detailing that. We're getting ready to switch. You'll notice now there is no backlight, and so the dark shadow parts of me just blend in with the background and create this really interesting, moody, open space. Here we're going to look at what happens when there's no backlight with the guitar, and I'm getting ready to switch out. You'll see a red gel put in there and how it kind of makes it look nice. Hey guys, that pretty much wraps it up. It's about 2:30 now in the morning, so it took about an hour to take the photos as well as put the video together. Lots of fun, especially when you can't sleep. No insomnia here, just really wanted to take some pictures. If you were wondering earlier too about how I got some of those interesting dolly type of shots, I just used this L bracket here. Nothing special, and a Readicam mount for my iPhone 6 Plus. I got the XL version so the 6 Plus could fit in there. It just screws in. The nice part about the Readicam mount is it's metal. It holds it through actual screw tension rather than just spring pressure. I can attach it to a monopod and get my iPhone way up high and take selfies or video. I use it for video a lot. And speaking of that, I actually use the iPhone 6 Plus. The optical image stabilization works great with a setup like this. It just gives you more stability and then allows it to look even better. So some of those like dolly shots really come out sweet. I'm really proud of them, to be totally truthful with you. I know you can get better and do more, but this is great for YouTube. So some of the shots that you saw out there, let me rephrase. I didn't edit any of the shots. I just put them straight from RAW to JPEG to transfer into my iPhone, and then put them out here. And obviously, I was shooting in portrait mode. Drawback to iMovie for iPhone, it doesn't let you show a full portrait mode. You have to be landscape, which means it automatically zooms. But I thought they came out nice anyways. I was really proud of them. And I just used the Fujifilm app for my iPhone to control the camera while I was sitting there. So I was taking pictures of myself. No one else was in here. The other thing that was interesting was that the actual lighting was simple because of the wireless transmitter on the Yongnuo. Actually, after I got them all dialed in, taking my shots of the guitar, they just work. You just push the button and it changes the power on all of them. Speaking of which, on the powers, I was using about 1/8 power on my main light. I was using about 1/32 power on my fill light, and I was using probably 1/16 power on my backlight for my backdrop. Also, just when you think about lighting techniques, traditional 3-point lighting will have your subject in the middle and then off to one side about 45 degrees to keep a shadow from happening on the nose. You're going to have your main light. Then on the other side about 45 degrees to keep a shadow, or to fill in that shadow, I should say. You're going to have another light, and then you'll have like a hair light or a backlight or a rim light. The hair, back, rim, they can all be the same light, or you could have 6 lights if you wanted. I just used 3 lights, but I used them in more of a film noir. If this was the subject, I put my main light right at 45 degrees from it and hard, straight on. I put my fill light right at 90 degrees from it, and I put my backlight directly behind the subject, just shooting straight up behind them to illuminate the background. And some of that spill obviously could have affected me while I was sitting there, which is why I used a snoop to control it so it would just hit the background. The reason that that's important is that created those very high contrast areas, but also created the defined edge where my face was when it was not supposed to fade directly into the black. The last part about film noir, and I just wanted to play around with that genre, and I'm going to do it in a few minutes, is to turn those images black and white. So I might actually do that right now. In fact, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off, and I'm going to take those several of those images, and now I'm going to show them again with the full color, and then actually I won't even show them full color because you've already seen them. I'll just turn them black and white. There's no editing other than just taking out that color profile information, and you'll see that that style of shooting created a real moody kind of character and look for the pictures, which is something I was going for. So here we go, one last time. If you've made it through this far, hey, good job. This one's a little bit lengthy, and of course I appreciate those of you that actually care about what I'm talking about. So we're gonna do that now.